What's up, everybody, and welcome. This is another After Dark session with Cosmo Weird, Sleepy House Dad, Gaming After Dark. Right. We have Rogue Trader, and we're continuing deep into Chapter 4 of this CRPG. This has given me quite the taste for CRPGs, even though I find myself usually exhausted by how much I have to read and contend with, but I like it. And anyway, super late. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I'm gonna try to get in an hour or so into the story before taking another small nap to get started. I have the Baldur's Gate collection, like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. As well as 3, and I may be proceeding directly into the CRPG series because I want to experience a kind of a sort of a excursion into some fantasy games, and I had this long-winded trail of games coming out of like Grimdark that would slowly go in that direction. This happens. I have plans, and then they're very elaborate, and then halfway through the plans, I get new plans. There's no way, I don't think, to finish all 3 Baldur's Gates while also playing in tandem Clair Obscura, Dragon's Dogma, and then somehow being in time for the release of Crimson Desert, which is, I think, maybe probably too ambitious to play all these RPGs and then get access to that. I do want to experience Crimson Desert on release, so as not to have that game spoiled. I'm a little curious, but also worried that the game is gonna be what's the word? It's gonna be like a Ubisoft game where it's kind of bloated. But I also think it's interesting to have Pearl Abyss take a stab. I played a lot of Black Desert Online. I think it's interesting for Pearl Abyss to take a stab at an ambitious RPG like that. So I kind of like this idea of looking at these fantasy games that automatically include a collection of different characters working together. In Crimson Desert, much like in Spider-Man, you will unlock other main characters and then kind of be able to switch between them and adventuring with them. I don't know exactly how deep that goes because everything is featuring Cliff, the main character. So I don't know how they intended that to be, but anyways, plans and plans. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more of this story in. We just made it back to the ship after I think escaping this jungle and everybody getting out. Let me see. Oh, right. We have to save this town. have a crippled leg. Okay, cool. Of their dodge. What is my dodge? 67%? That's not bad. Tight. Okay. I feel like he's falling behind a little bit. That's his dodge. Dodge is 62%. Willpower resistance. Well, I can go critical hit down, or I can just, interesting. 20% of their maximum wounds. think I just kind of want him currently to hit harder. I think that's important. And I don't know if I want him to be um, I think maybe I can look at these and go, see, this is all critical hit chance. Yeah, critical hit chance, armor pen. Let's screw it. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Feel feel like she gets caught out there. Um, in terms of blowing herself up. Maybe I should be using more exploits on this operative. I don't think I've put enough into exports. I am. Persuasion, coercion, commerce. Who the hell? Oh. Yeah, okay. So, my fellowship skills beat by J. Um, Perception skills beat by Argenta. Endeavor beats my willpower. What is it that I struggle with? Because for the most part, he's just really good at empowering everybody else. Willpower, fellowship, intelligence. Okay, so fellowship, intelligence, and willpower seems to be it. My shoes. Why don't I have shoes? realize he just has consign. He doesn't have damaging. In fact, just look at that real quick. I need to get a better staff for this guy. The blood for the rogue trader's throne, skulls for the skull god. Algo's windows kill. Last one looks around for the blood-soaked village. His eyes are full of rage. What? Absolute insanity has possessed him. Seems hypnotized by his master's orders. His bloodshot eyes alight with slowly growing flame, unnatural, frightening demonic. The remaining members of Winterskill's retinue have dispersed around the village center. The navigator apathetically observes the massacre from a distance. The tech priest appears overly fascinated with assembling and disassembling her own leg automatics in the slith. The mercenary is raising the village wholly satisfied. Only Calicos and Cyprus, which becomes nowhere to be seen. By the golden throne. In the days, Argenta looks at the butchered bodies of the local villagers, men and women, young and old. What offense did these persons commit to deserve such gruesome fate? Oh, Walton, how was your hunt? Return to the ruinous powers. Saying blood, Xenos peddled your mind in so short a time. Calicos looks at you with a mix of surprise and confusion. Didn't Theodore explain to you that in the Expanse baseless accusations went out of style a good 100 years ago? Hold on, hang tight. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so it looks like our fellow rogue trader has succumbed to chaos. My fellowship's not high enough. And to scale it, I've heard of would never have thrown his horse to quarter, only to indulge in this hunt. Testing the boundaries are we will, then like your boldness, you should stick onto the beast road. Run your Yellentor. And the rogue trader were the quote unquote the rule of my dynasty, they should tremble in the face of the master, but not with fear. Reverence. Grins at his retinue. It is not enough to dispel the oppressive silence. The detective bows her head until her face completely obscured by her hood. The navigator nods correctly and quickly averts his eyes, and Slith is licking a fresh wound that may have been inflicted by a power axe. Doesn't matter. Am I truly so terrified you cannot even look at me? What is this ridiculous saga? Where is that? He knows how to honor his master with his rose old man. Magos Galenia Zeta. The unit that identified itself as Speaks with Ghosts has been annihilated, Lord Captain. You personally conducted the execution. Your reasoning was, I quote, Caligos voice emerges from the tech priest's intricate system of cables. Because you think I need saving, old man? You say you can see the future? Well, did you foresee this? The buzzing of a power axe is blunted by human flesh, or by a cry, a gargle, and the dull sound of a body falling to the ground. Bloody Palos grapple would tear if you were macadandrist. Stuffed him down your throat. I don't remember anything like that. Caligos shuts his eyes and grips his head in confusion. Yeah, bro, exactly. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry. I have to clean up after my cat. Okay. Flinching as if struck by a whip, Winterskill stares at the village. The look of someone who is seeing it for the first time. Confusion and knees creep into his gaze. What happened here? Who did? The realization forms new lines in his face. No. I surely couldn't have. Or... Blaine does not lie with you, Caligos. You were manipulated by malevolent powers. I mean, where is the source? What do you think, Argenta? The axe? No one forced you, Caligos. Merely enabled your desire, fostered it. When rage blossomed, you suspected, and your own pride stopped you I'm recognizing a weakness. Word speech becomes more and more distorted with each word. Swells in the back of your mind. You wish to kill him, tear him apart here and now. Oh, this fool, I've spent so many years growing this rage inside you, and still you resisted. You think you could refuse the blessing of the skull god at the last moment? No, you will claim you will. Word's flesh bursts. The last thing you notice is hateful gaze turning towards you. Wow. Caligos' winter skirt lies on the ground, staring to the endless sky for September. His pelvis is twisted unnaturally, his legs are not moving, and an exposed bone shard protrudes from his right arm. It streams down his chin in a flint rivulet with no sign of stopping. It's a good fight, new blood. First time Caligos' winter skirt voice is calm and humble. His spine seems damaged. There's no walking with that. I love these movie voices. I never feel like can't feel anything but the chest. I don't feel of helplessness, of course. I was HQ to the Emperor's vow. What now? Wait, so that's it? Well, that tells it, I guess. No resolution with the axe though. That's interesting. Fall, Draconis, Bridge, Fall. Where is this quest? Okay. I have to go to the unknown planet. What happened here? Oh, I failed his quest line. Hmm. Failed his quest line. That sucks, man. I would have preferred to have not failed that. I don't know when that happened.
Never been better, Lord Captain. No joke. As soon as I stopped fearing for my life, even the voices in my head quieted down. But don't get me wrong, they will come back. And one day I'll find myself in a situation I can't get out of. But for now, I'm fine. And it's all thanks to you. You know, I think it's pretty ironic that my gift lets me see the future, when thinking about the future is the thing I'll do anything to avoid. Substances of all kinds, jokes, stories about their good old days. I hide under them all like a blanket. As long as I don't poke my head out, everything will be okay. At least, that's what I thought. But I'm tired of living other people's stories. I want to tell my own. I don't know when or how mine will come to an end, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that somebody someday tells at least one decent story about Adira Tlass. And I can't think of a better way to do that than by standing shoulder to shoulder with you. Then what are we waiting for? Get a scribe in here. We need to get all this down before we forget. But we have to make me more heroic and powerful so that I come out looking the best next to your other companions. What do you reckon? How many wastrels have we slaughtered? 1 million? Stuff that. Let's make it 2. Of course.
This had to. I failed a. I failed a. It doesn't say which one I failed. Here. Secret chambers, Kiavugamo Karnak. There's no way. There's no way to do that, right? Once it's failed, it's failed. Damn it. That doesn't help me, right? Because then, like, I botched it. I wonder if I go back there if it makes a difference. Okay. What is combat locus stratagem? I have to check on my cat. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting mischievous. I don't know what's going on. Let me go check. Okay, sorry. They're eating now. Let's see if that calms them down. Okay. There's so many different ways to build, and honestly, it confuses me. I don't know if any of it's more important than. Well, anyway, okay. I feel like I want to say billions of lives. Yes. New ruler. Okay. Hold on a second. Active sabotage and chaotic the cult of the Final Dawn has invaded the planet, cultivated a pack of schematicals in the bowels of the manufacturer and set them upon us. The attack was so sudden that we almost lost all the warships, but we had help. Many called data angels have invaded the cogitational network, seized the cogitators and servitors, and used them to repel the first onslaught that's taking place all over the planet. The new sphere of the world is boiling. Warped by cubist Elfim's machines. Dr. Cognizance fleet. Oh yeah. Yeah. Necrons. Will be done. Hordes of data spirits protect, exercise, and exterminate the afflicted. Mechanisms purged and restored. After banishing the schematicals, the data angels withdrew into hiding inside the cogitational networks, leaving the servants at the other side to guess at who or what these beings were. Archive of the Expanse. I have to go back to it. Oh God, can I? Void ship weapons. Secret assembly site for plasma drives endowed with the Emperor's grace. Sacrament of Light is a new weapon. Odin gains the Exalted Instruments of War feature. Ranged attacks. It's a new weapon, okay. .15 speed along the average acceleration braking, okay. And then warp revelations. Oh. And to study the warp? Ethereal. Efficiency up. And a lot, okay. Dangerous, close to go to secret of the Adeptus Mechanicus. What's this? Efficiency. Each point of efficiency, I see. But security goes down. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I want to bring down security. Hold on a second. Hmm. This is tempting, I'll admit. We'll get more mechanisms and we'll get more weapons. But here we'll get profit factor, more efficiency. Where is my security at? I can't tell. That is tempting. Mainly because of the efficiency, not even just so much the profit factor. It's the efficiency. Like I'm having a problem. I'm seeing declines across like people and materials across the sector. I do like getting a new weapon for my ship though. All allies getting 20% minimum damage to their ranged attacks. Supreme armors of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Man, I don't know. Triumph and Fury. ethereal visor. It wears psi rating is increased by 1. Send deals damage with their psychic powers and their psycho staves. It's pretty tight. I think we'll go with a sky barrier. A rifle mindstorm. Sanctified Prometheum feature. Flamers and grenades. Why am I having access to all this stuff? I like have instant. I can do these things instantly now. Why is that? Charter of Minimal Rights, Iconoclast 20. Yep. Pure blood. Earthbreaker. Earn captives from the enemies of humanity for use in forced labor is a possible way to replenish the workforce. Microcannons. Navy whips. Disciplinary officers at the Imperial Navy will make for wonderful wardens on Vabos 6. Craven's Bane. What's that? Underground workers, surf clans. What's this? Witch's Last Cry. War against the effects of the combat sim Serpentum. For 3 rounds? What the hell's that? Thousands of lives lost to radiation exposure. Convicts may take the martyrs' shift and send to the mines never to surface, thereby clearing their name. So a convict wants to clear their name by killing themselves in what's called the martyrs' shift. Shit, man, that sucks. That's the kind of power you wield in this frickin' sacred comet. You know, we kicked a lot of these into high gear, man. Attract pilgrims? What's this? By showing illusions. Every dark corner of the sector. The light of faith feature. What's that? Non-Xenos allies gain. Oh. Man, there's a lot. No love for really it, apparently. Or Cassia. What's this? Oh, wow. The Caligay of St. Keith. Storm has broken out on Janus. Apocalyptic anomalies are tearing our agri-world apart, and their epicenter is in the corrupted sector. Something must be done before the whole colony is destroyed. Into the heart storm, have them find its source. Morning Earth, the purple glow in the sky, fires crashing on the ground from above and turning all they touch to ice, a terrible noise sweeping through the cities and killing anyone who hears it. Fury storm has covered half the continent, but we can see its epicenter from orbit. The ruins of a xenostructure complex, what we thought to be the debris of buildings has turned out to be a machine, now rouses from its sleep, emitting blue and purple lights from the spheres fused into it. The deadly spirits have become more material now. Everyone can see that they are not dancing, they are fighting, and chanting 2 names, Halcyon and Kessie. Thankfully, there are much fewer of them than there were before. Gaps have even appeared in the horrifying cyclone of dance twisting about the epicenter. The leader of the Inquisition squad, Lady Zhu, did not grace us with full reports, since she had been hastily preparing for the expedition to the heart of the anomaly, but she mysteriously claims that we have become witness to an ancient feud between Xenos, and in spite of our unfamiliarity with their conflict, it is important to choose our ally and to struggle wisely, whatever that means. Some wretch by the name of Keg has come out of the wilderness to meet our people. It's hard to understand him, but he has managed to explain The soldiers at Halcyon and Kese are fighting Halcyon in the unusual way and Kese in a wrong, corrupted way. It seems that he wants to collaborate with us and is trying to ask for help. We are ready to cooperate. Some wretch by the name of Keg. Not to see from what they could tell, and the route is clear of anomalies. People have reached the Xenos ruins that once served as either a palace or gargantuan machine. They have encountered an extremely high concentration of spirits. Spirits are fighting among themselves, with two particularly vivid ghostly figures among them. One of these prominent spirits radiates blue light, seems to be clad in Eldari armor. The other is engulfed in purple flames and is clad in Xenos ceremonial raiment. It sounds reminiscent of Eldari speech, but any attempts to translate them have proven unsuccessful thus far. Warriors to aid the spirits read in blue, to fight for the little Thane's purity against the despicable sorcerer. Even an echo of the spirit's voice is enough to understand that his cause is just. How to explain to the blue spirits that they are not their enemies? What does it matter what those spirits are battling on? They both must be slain, Hedvata. Turn to your warriors and inspire them to fight for their home to the very last. They have already made sacrifices to get this far, so remind them. The planet, which was inhabited by Eldari prior to the fall, at some point became one of the many theaters of the war between sensual excesses, the dogma that reigned over the Xenos of that time, and aesthetic self-restraint. A local ruler, Kase, was enlightened and wise, yet susceptible to depravity. In his desire to transform his soul to another form of existence, he created a mechanism that would let him take over the bodies and minds of all his people. One of the ruler's bodyguards, named Halcyon, rose against the tyrant and mortally wounded him, but could not stop him from merging with the machine. Halcyon then gave his life to bind his own spirit to the device to continue fighting therein. This tragic conflict marked the end of all Eldari on the planet, but preserved an echo of their souls and those of their leaders. And blinds. That was pretty tight. And the spirits disappeared for how long? The bodies of the fallen and strange relics discovered amid the ruins were the only proof. For a single day, Genesis was once more engulfed in a war between long-fallen and Xenos. Your Lordship, Great message arrived from Kavagama. The fabricator sensor reports that they have behold the eye of the divine and request details from your less devout servants. Clarified that the Inquest Group, which has been investigating the many inexplicable events that have taken place on the planet, followed a trail of mysterious binaric harmonics that came upon an ancient abandoned data complex. It's connected to the manufactorum by a maze of communication lines that contains a gargantuan data loom. The mechanism's markings show that its destination, or should I say its rather menacing name, is Null Caliph. What? Nolkalov is immersed in sacred astrologational calculation and has shown no inclination to make contact. Tech priests connected to it were punished for the intrusion with lethal injection to their motive force. The only thing they managed to find out is that the spirit of the Daedalum was not bound with the vows of compliance that would normally restrain a machine of such power. A stunningly mighty entity bows to no one, driven only by its own aims. What is the abandoned complex? It is an ancient production facility, far older than the colony itself. Some assembly lines bear the marks of the Cognizance fleet. Perhaps the first explorators came to the Chronix Expanse, set up a station on the yet uninhabited planet. The station was then consumed by the developing industrial colony and eventually forgotten. It's possible that whatever plans they had for it were so clandestine that even at its creator's death ended up casting it into oblivion. The catalog contains no data to support this hypothesis. It does, however, contain the designation Null Caliph. The Null Caliph Initiative is a project of the fabled Archmagos Opticon 107, whose function was the initial exploration of the Chronix Expanse. All information on this project was removed from the catalog as per the Fleet Conqueror's decree, Level of Permissibility Hearing 16. By that same decree, Archmagos Opticon 107 was stripped of his title as the Conqueror's Prolocutor Supremus. I want to know more about this Daedalum. What is it? A sacred computational mechanism of great power. Its body is vast, and wisdom in metal. Its machine spirit would benefit an Imperial Titan. Machines of such might and splendor are kept carefully hidden from the eyes of the laity and worshipped on certain planets as great Logos oracles, sacred angels of the Messiah, or demigods. Caliph's structure includes remarkable pieces of archaeotech, part of it extending far throughout Kavagama like a void. Kraken's tentacles. We now know where the warp transmitter modified by Cubus Delphim came from. Must have been part of this mechanism. The angels that we encountered earlier were born of its cogitational might. Full of vigor, they soar around its computational aura, which radiates into the noosphere. Their response to our presence has been favorable thus far. Because your servants have been monitoring the execution of Procedure OC, they rather boldly believe that they have gained some insight into certain patterns of its calculation. They claim that they could help achieve an understanding with Nolkalov or defeat it in battle. What is a calculation? All we have is a hypothesis according to which Nolkalov can see into the warp, similar to a navigator. Any interaction between technology and the warp is, as you are well aware, kept under the careful supervision of the Adeptus Mechanicus, so you can imagine just how unique this mechanism is. According to the Magi, it can calculate routes through the materium without rest or fear of corruption. Given the fact that it has no human soul, they claim that its power is comparable to that of a Novator or a Navigator house. Apparently, Procedure OC was initiated by this mechanism to integrate Magi with high psychic potential in order to expand its own computational capacity. Currently, its calculations operating full capacity are approaching completion. We assume perfect execution of Procedure OC contributed to this. Have we tried communicating with it? The great calculator seems different to mortals, has expressed a lack of desire to interact with any or destroy us. Tech priests reached out to Nolkalov once more using certain excerpts from the dictates of Procedure OC, and the machine's reaction was benign and showed no hostility. What do my advisors make of this? The great machine spirit that identifies itself as Nolkalov bears potential as a valuable ally, one that could replace the need for navigators comprised of fallible flesh. We must make contact with this holy entity, for to do so was to honor the Omnisci's tenets. That the tech priests who had the audacity to disturb Nolkalov were deprived of their motive force is a testament to the might of its data voice. I hold the knowledge to create a mediator that could interface with the fearsome machine spirit and ease the burden of its revelations on unprepared minds. It says into the warp and is vulnerable to attacks from the warp. Never thought I'd suggest something like this, but if we want to make that machine obey us, we should assault it through the Immaterium. Navigator Daedalum. This abomination makes a mockery of every Navigator house's legacy. The very fact of its existence is profoundly sickening and vile. Nolkalov must be destroyed post haste. Allow me to send my word to the other Navigators. They will waste no time dispatching their forces to destroy this monstrosity. Skull creature mediator and forging lines with Nolkalov. Yeah. Pascal. And what did I get? 25 logic. Solve simulacrum ability. Cost 3 pink and grant the wearer a permanent paradox solved feature. What the hell is that? Knowledge skill test with a -167 penalty. On success, this ability is removed. Is destroyed. The 25 logic is lost, and the character permanently gains the paradox solved feature. Use the heroic act regardless of their momentum without spending momentum. Oh. Microcogitator built from the schematics bestowed upon the rogue trader by Blessed Nocules. The cogitator is locked in a never-ending cycle of calculating paradox EF Ultima Octodecimum, where essence is unfathomable to lay people. The very process of meditating on this paradox allows the tinker to solve dilemmas that would otherwise require the combined computational rituals of a dozen magi. Damn, dude, really? Magus Pascal Hahnemann imparted secrets to the omniscient servants on Kiavagam, allowing them to assemble a mediator device that softened No Cal's voice. Magi then prayed to the mighty machine spirit, humbly asking it to make an alliance with the rogue trader and share its mysteries. Halting the sacred calculation, it bestowed favor upon the supplicants. With its tireless, unblinking eye observing the warp currents, many shall have been saved from peril. Word. Oh, that's cool. Dragonis is crying out for aid, Lord Captain. Riots over the interpretation of scripture have broken out over in several hives across the world. While hunting for the agents of the cult of the Final Dawn, the ecclesiarchy clamped down on the planet's minor cults and to force correct adherence to the creed upon the populace. The commoners grumble about the oppression of the minor cults, even daring to claim that holy ecclesiarchs have assumed the sole right to speak for the God Emperor. Many of the disgruntled flee to the ruins of the Scipion hives, since the Foreman clan have promised them protection and support. It is even said that the Foreman supply the malcontents with weapons converted from industrial equipment in case of large-scale clashes. The enforcers and the agents of the ecclesiarchy have been able to curb the malcontents. The proper division grows wider by the day. Why are the Foreman involved in this as well? Great question, Lord Captain. This group does come up in the reports from the capital world rather often. I can assume that this is due to the fact that in their now ruined home, Scipion, they used to have a prevalent, more simplistic form of revering the emperor. The preachers there used to teach the Scipions the importance of hard work and of the labor's collective familial unity, but seldom the importance of order and hierarchy. They offered their congregation a form of faith that was simple, cheap, convenient, and functional, as their work clothes. They seemed to think that the priests who wallow in luxury want to take this away from them. Is there any reason to believe that the disturbances are inspired by heretics? Thankfully, no, your lordship. The rabble-rousers zealously oppose heresy. Fill the ranks with the planetary guard of new recruits, regularly outperform quotas, and attend prayer service. The Foreman clan has been actively involved in uncovering the underground devotees of the ruinous powers, and has discovered 2 large successfully operating cells. Our agents are quite confident that the likelihood of them harboring agents of the cult of the Found Down is far lower than the other segments of the population. I would like to hear what my advisors have to say. Small deviances in the creed beget large ones, and large ones beget heresy. Our faith is founded upon absolute trust in those above us. If the people's beliefs push them towards dissent, then those beliefs have been wicked from the very beginning. But that does not necessarily make the preachers themselves wicked, or simply misguided. We could pass them into the ecclesiarchy's care for re-education that they may see the truth, and it would also guarantee their flock's obedience. Thus you should stop allowing the fat cardinals and their servants to do whatever they want to your people. Rein them in. Faith in the Exalted One is not contained within ranks and titles, but within the hearts and hands of the common people, and even this can take many forms as well. Let those who shoulder the welfare of Dragonis at least choose in which manner they pray to him. Take the minor cult under your protection. The minor cults hereby are under my protection. Patron of cults. Thanks to protection of the road trade, agents of the Ecclesiarchate were forbidden from entering the chapels of the minor cults. Complacency -3. But we got a profit factor. Corruption has infiltrated Vabo 6, Lord Captain. The cult of the final dawn of agitated conflicts into a full-blown uprising, promising them a chance at escape. Hence, cargo port and guard facilities are now under siege. Cultists themselves have not joined the assault. They have scurried into the mines deep into the tunnels that were affected with Xenos corruption not too long ago. The overseers are reporting tremors. It seems the heretics are trying to clear the cave-ins that were used to ward off the subterranean monsters. Why did the cultists head to that particular area? Unfortunately, we do not know the heretics' true objectives, but there's an area doubt that they are pursuing a sinister and wicked goal and therefore must be stopped. This current situation on the surface. The overseers are trapped inside the guard facilities. The convicts are now united by their common hatred for the dynasty and are obsessed with the tales of freedom. These are those who are weak of spirit and entice them with promises of salvation. Such spineless lot lacks the resolve to fight. They will drop their weapons should someone give them reason to fear. The purpose of many tactics of warfare is to show terror in the enemy ranks, and I know some of these tactics will make them quiver. Forget all about their heinous intentions. No resources and status allow you to make use of one of the most blunt and affordable tools of all, mercenaries. These dogs of war will storm the warp itself for the right price. Provide the overseers with some hired backup, and you can consider the crisis resolved. Enemies that are targeted by the worst second of those possible. Answer for bleeding trampled cult banner. No. So the Fiend of Vabos means I give plus coercion to my team. Or I get mercenaries in, and they want to add more strength to my lance weapons of my ships. My ship combat. Call mercenaries for help. Mercenary ship has arrived at the cargo port. The docks lit up with crimson flashes of last gunfire, eager to prove themselves and earn a permanent contract with the road trade. These dogs were well motivated but first fight. Convicts quickly surrendered. The leaders of the conspiracy, the cultists of the Final Dawn, were confronted in the mines. They had surrounded a strange dark xeno obelisk covered with glyphs, trying to awaken it from its slumber. The glyph patterns were similar to those the mad convicts had drawn before. The monstrous construction contained enough energy to tear the planet apart. By heroically disrupting the cultist plans, the guards caused a malfunction within the turbo machine. Instead of exploding, the obelisk emitted a blistering heat wave, melting itself and turning those around it to ash. Fables 6 has been saved. Oh, damn. Single battalion. Oh wow. The solution of Hellstone requires your attention. One of the servants tasked with the Crucible's maintenance has declared publicly it has been liberated of all worldly concerns. For reason none other than the reincarnation of Saint Ignatius. There are some extremely questionable reports claiming that he has performed miracles supported by a congregation garnered by preaching. As for your lordship's permission to depart from Palestine with the Crucible in tow, so you may continue Saint Ignatius' work, use the relic to transform worlds, ones true to the faith of Imperium, into lush, splendorous gardens. It goes without saying that such a generous gift to the Coronis expanse could bring great renown to your lordship, but at a heavy cost. Falstone would turn back to the wasteland, and you would lose the prestige that comes with having charge over such a valuable relic. What do we know about this so-called Saint Ignatius reincarnate? Tibber Hike. Take the mat from Footfall. Known for first to be called Brother Purevoice, an unremarkable commoner with no family. Gaunt, unkempt, covered in scams from working the Crucible. Became obsessed with it from the day it was discovered. He never left his maintenance post, never rested, barely ever slept, fasting and living off stimulants and condensate from the relic's cooling circuit. Then he started having revelations and eventually saw the truth, or he went completely insane. His sermons are directed at commoners, appealing to them for humility and mercy. Often speaks about his former life as a saint, and many of these tales match known legends about Saint Ignatius. No anarchical pronunciations or radical deviations from the creed have been found in his words yet, which to appear the opinions of an ample experience with saintly saviors like him in the past. Whatever great cause they proclaim as their mission, they genuinely naively believe that people really do need them. If we round up enough orphans and lepers who would trip over themselves to beg or profit for salvation, he will soon forget all about the Crucible and its holy mission. I know a few guilds of professional beggars who would be glad to offer their services. Guilds of beggars. False prophets in the streets are common occurrence. Sermons breed turmoil, riots, and acts of disobedience. The Inquisition recommends that such unstable agents be isolated or removed. The Arch-Enemy's lies take on many guises, but the Emperor's miracles are 100-fold stronger. On more than a few occasions he has bestowed epiphanies upon the faithful, even those of the humblest origins. I myself bear the name of a poor orphan who was granted miraculous powers by his grace. So give me time, and I will find you the most loyal agents to escort Brother Purevoice on his travels. They will keep him safe if he is pure, or punish him should they sense deceit in his words, but I have a feeling his rebirth is a true wonder. A hammer. To boast all their skills. Efficiency -2. We'll get consecrated weapons for the ships. Damn, execute him? Yeah, I mean, he wants to visit worlds. And, like, what will that do? He'll give me a profit factor, but lose efficiency. $15 bonus to all my skills. Except torpedoes. I don't know what my efficiency is. %. It's 20% minus 20% efficiency. I mean, that's not great. I don't know how important it is to keep those things leveled out, to be honest. It's 20% efficiency. I think we're going to keep them in place. Smart by now entourage of professional beggars and cripples. On seeing how many people need him on Palestine, the Saint reincarnate gave up on his ambitious spreading the faith to new worlds. He vowed not to leave the planet for as long as there remained even a single soul in need of his help. One left Falstone was to bless the Lord Captain's ship and counsel him to carry on St. Ignatius' holy cause. Yeah, don't go nowhere. Oh, that was cool. I really enjoy how many stories are baked into all of this. I think it's pretty cool. Also, wow, they allowed me to kind of like sprint forward kind of in terms of all of that development. The colony management. It's pretty cool. Oh. What's the difference? 8% hit chance. %92 hit chance. Oh yeah, I have the owner sign, sure. Make it the void shield array of the daring. Wait, what is this? 125 points? Mount is double against kinetic attacks. Oh. This fought the forces of the Final Dawn and saved a convoy of refugee transports bound for footfall at the cost of her own life. Wow. Memory of the daring. That's cool. need 605 or 430. Where did I get all this scrap from? I'm not even sure. What's this? Long range micro cannons. 3 shots, 33 damage per shot. Medium range micro cannons. 5 shots, 30 damage per shot. This is stronger, I think. Long range micro cannons, 26. Medium range, the God's Bane Lance or the Crucible Born Tempest. Okay. Long range macro, 3 shots, 33 damage per shot. Oh, it's the same thing. The Audacity of Janus. That's cool. Alright, so this is all still the same, though, I think. Oh, Abelard. Oh, I can upgrade? Strafe maximum overdrive. Oh, he already... I can upgrade Strafe. What is she? She has something. What is that? Oh. 128, 136. Why is the... Swing run was already upgraded? Focus efforts. So, does she have that? No, they both have the same ability. But it's weird, it's like... Allows the use of both abilities of one selected post for one turn. So Jay has that. But not all of them have It's interesting. I mean, mainly, uh, swing run already upgraded. How they get these abilities? Warp Wave, Empyrean Storm. These are abilities I have. Okay, I'll leave it with her, no problem. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and save that here. So we resolved the whole issue with Caligos, and I think he got his back broken by a fella on his team who was possessed, well, like a demon of corn, which was crazy. And then, well, that didn't work out for him. He proceeded to, I don't know, I think he's been returned to his ship, so he's resolved that quest. I have to make it around to just a bunch of places, and I don't think I can actually investigate a lot of places specifically because I need another level of augurs that might not be available to me until the final chapter. What is this? Explore to Void Station. That's something. Also, and then there's this shit which oh, I don't want to chart this course. I want to just what the hell are we talking about here? Exactly. Okay, that doesn't really help me. Visit Dargonus. Okay, so that's Dargonus up there. Dargonus is north. This in the spot there for Bundus. I And then what's up with my place over here? That's it, right? Didn't it say... That's the nameless star at the ancient bunker? Is that what I meant? The Explorator Void Station is north. I guess I could check them for rewards. Okay, but I'm not going to do that now. Alright, did we save? Yes. Okay, so let me get out of here, guys. I'm going to go get some Z's. Thanks so much for hanging out with me this morning. I'm debating like a super early morning cast, but not soon. Like, basically, when my son starts school in the fall, I'll be going from like, I think I can do like an early morning stream, then take a break, help with breakfast, getting him out the door, and and then that might be able to start my day. So we might be able to work like an early morning cast in the future, but like later this year. Today was kind of a fluke because I decided to nap first, and I'm going to take another little nap for the next hour before my day gets started. So thanks for watching. Yeah, I like this. Be advised that I am going to try to play the Baldur's Gate franchise after this game, and then I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do the Baldur's Gate franchise, and then intermingle that so I don't get burnt out with Clear Obscura and Dragon's Dogma and the Dragon's Dogma 2 and the Crimson Desert, which is this other fantasy action RPG open world thing that's coming out in March. That's the plan. It's probably not going to work out. I think all these games are huge, so I'm playing like 2 hours a day. It's like a shadow of my former stream length. I used to go 6 to 8 hours easily a cast, but that was another life. Alright, anyway, we'll figure it out. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. I